But I'm talking about a way of thinking. So what frustrated me the most, Pastor Virgil, was that people did not understand the life of a pastor, because the pastor sees more of the wear and tear of life than anybody else does, any other professional does.
Welcome to the AVAIL Podcast, where we dig deep and talk about the art of leadership. My name is Virgil Sierra, your AVAIL Podcast host and the lead pastor of Vertical Church, aka Iglesia Vertical in South Florida. In this episode, we're sitting down with none other than one of our co-founders, Dr. Sam Chand. Dr. Chand is a global leadership consultant. He's an author. He is an amazing mentor. And today, we're going to discuss his new book, How to Hold Your Pastor's Ladder. So lean in, leaders, and let's get started. Dr. Chand, once again, what an honor to have you on the AVAIL Podcast.
Oh, what a joy and an honor to be with you, Virgil. And you're looking good. I like that facial hair. Yeah, it's going to be a good podcast today. It's going to be a lot of fun.
It is. And speaking of the facial hair, I'm following your footsteps, Dr. Chand. I want to be wise. I want to be
still black.
I love it. Dr. Chand, I want to just mention this from the top to all our AVAIL listeners. If you didn't know this, Dr. Sam Chand, he's one of the reasons AVAIL Leadership exists. He's one of the reasons that we get these quarterly amazing leadership journals. He's one of the reasons why we are publishing a book every month for leaders. He's one of the reasons why we are putting out leadership content consistently that is practical leadership content that helps ministry leaders, marketplace leaders. Not only that, but Dr. Chand is an amazing husband, a great father and grandfather, and a great leader. Dr. Chand, I would love if you maybe just take a moment. I know most of the people listening to AVAIL, they know who you are. There's a few people who are leaning in new every week, every month. Tell us a little bit about what's going on in life and how is life treating you right now?
Life is amazing. Life is wonderful. My wife and I both are enjoying our 73rd year on this planet. If both of us live long enough to see April, we'll be great grandparents. So that's
wow.
That's a real joy we're looking forward to, and it's just a joy and an honor just to serve the kingdom of our Lord Jesus Christ. So today's going to be another special day in the same direction.
Yeah. Any time with you is a time for growth, a time of pouring out. So I'm ready. Hey, everybody, I'm taking notes every time Dr. Chand is talking. I want to talk about your new book, which I'm sure is exciting for you, as every time you have a new book, Dr. Chand, which is How to Hold Your Pastor's Ladder. Tell us a little bit about what inspired you to write this book.
The inspiration really started almost 27, 28 years ago when my second or third book was called Who's Holding Your Ladder? Who's holding a ladder? And then I wrote 5 other books with the word ladder in the title. And I got known as the ladder man. One of my cars, the license plate says ladder man. People think I work for Home Depot or Lowe's or something like that. In any case, that book was self-published book, but it's been through maybe 6 or 8 different publishing cycles, republishing, new covers, new designs. It's gone all over the world. That's a self-published book. Thousands upon thousands people have bought that book. And then pastors loved that because it was, and still is, a training manual for how to raise your support. But the genesis of the book started about 20 years ago, in which I started seeing that the general public, the general volunteers, the general attendees really don't know what a pastor deals with, what a pastor goes through, and they don't understand the tangible ways they can, in practical manner, help their pastor and the family, pastor's family, to gain higher ground, to gain more kingdom impact, and just make their pastor's life so that he or she can serve longer in the kingdom of God. So How to Hold Your Pastor's Ladder is really a book written for everybody, all the way from your executive team, to your staff, if you have one, to your volunteers, anybody who serves in the church, and even the people who attend your church, because it's a very, very practical book. I'm sure we're going to get more into that in just a
Yeah.
moment. But that is why I wrote the book, to help pastors, help the people around the pastors, to help the pastors.
Yeah, I love that. You know, one of the things I love about you, Dr. Chan, is you have a rich and a diversified perspective, because when I hear you tell your story from growing up as a pastor's kid, you know, to going to Bible college, to then serving under pastors, to doing youth ministry, to doing worship ministry, to leading, being the lead pastor of a church, then transitioning to leading a Christian university. Like, all of this perspective has given you the ability to see, I think, more than most people can see. That's why I think a book like this from you carries so much weight. So I want to go into some of this, right? When you talk about this whole how to hold your pastor's ladder, why does support rather than talent or calling limit a pastor's capacity to climb? Because ultimately you want to help pastors climb higher.
In my career helping pastors, I've literally worked with thousands, when I say thousands, multiple thousands pastors globally, in every continent except Antarctica. And I have learned that every pastor is called, passionate, wants to take the hill for Jesus, wants to see heaven populated and hell depopulated. No doubt about that. But then I look around and wonder to myself, what would have to change that will make this calling, this dream, this vision that the pastor started with come true? And it's not money, it's not location, it's not administration, it's not governance. It really is the people who support the pastor. But even the people who do support the pastor really don't understand what a pastor goes through.
Wow.
These pastors' lives are very complicated. They have bosses on this planet, and the ultimate boss up there. It's a very, very tenuous walk that they walk out, and what they go through, and the pain. I'm sure we're going to talk about that a little bit about that. But the whole notion of understanding who your pastor is, what motivates your pastor, what brings heartache and joy to your pastor. If the helpers, no matter what you call them, don't understand that, they never understand the person of the pastor. They just see the called pastor. But support means understanding who you're supporting, why are you supporting, what's happening in their lives, and how you can serve best. So yeah, you can be called, but without a support system that understands you, you'll be limited.
Wow, that's huge. The way you said that, a lot of people notice and understand the call of the pastor, but often do not understand the person of the pastor. Okay, as you consult churches and pastors, again, decades of doing this, what kinds of issues are you seeing in churches today when it comes to ladder holders and holding the pastor's ladder?
A lot has changed in the last 5-7 years in our world, in our churches, and every pastor would agree with me about that.
Yeah.
Not only a lot has changed, but the people who used to serve us have changed too.
Mm-hmm.
Pastors have changed, their families have changed, and the people who serve them have changed as well. So the issues that I see in the church right now is need for authenticity, need for integrity, need for transparency, need for the pastor to be vulnerable, to be able to acknowledge where they need help, to ask for help, to receive help, and be happy. Now, if you do it yourself, you do it 100%. I know that. Nobody can do it better than you. You know that, I know that, everybody knows that. But if you are willing to settle for 60%, if you're 100%, if you're willing to settle for 60%, you will live longer. And you will slowly increase that 60 to 70, and then from 70 to 80, 80 to 90, because these people will grow in what they're doing as you will bring clarity into their lives, as you give them clear direction, as you affirm them, as you support them, as you pray for them. So what I'm looking at the church, I'm saying there are so many people can help so much only if they knew. Only if they knew.
Wow.
So the message of this book is the most awkward message for pastors to talk about. I'm telling you right now. No pastor will teach on what's in this book. Unless they go to another church to teach another church. But they cannot teach it in their own church.
Right.
Hence, this book, the study guide with it, the master class that goes along with it, and all the other resources that are part of this package, then the pastor doesn't have to go through awkward time. In fact, I happen to have a copy right here in front of me. And let me just read to you. I got it right here. Let me just read to you. It says in the introduction, it says, sometimes life can be awkward for pastors. Sometimes what pastors want to say can't be said because the message can be misunderstood or sound totally self-serving. But someone has to say it. Here it is. This book is about your pastor. It's not to the pastor, it's about your pastor. I don't see any resource like this out there that a pastor can buy by the boxes and give away to their leaders. And I want to tell you, it's all going to come back to you because you will not find a book saying how to hold your pastor's ladder in such pragmatic ways. So pastors, you are always looking for people to serve you at a high level. Here it is. Things you cannot say, I'm saying for you.
It's good because it's very true. You talk about the unseen needs of pastors, and by the way, I'm a pastor, so we are not, as pastors, we're not quick to voice these because I don't want people to think that I'm needy or I'm trying to be self-serving. What are a few examples, Dr. Chand, of some of those needs that pastors silently carry, and then how can leaders and congregation help?
For example, it's understanding the pastor, what it takes to prepare a message. For example, they have families just like you have families. They have family issues just like you have family issues. They have marriage issues. They have money issues. They have children issues. They have location issues. Their car breaks down. Not only that, every pastor, the example I'm about to give, every pastor will identify with this. On Friday, you do a funeral of somebody you loved and cared for and prayed for, visited in the hospital on a regular basis. On Friday, you do somebody's funeral. On Saturday, you do a wedding. On Sunday, you preach your heart out. 3 different worlds altogether.
Yep.
And you think that, well, they did a funeral and now they can just switch gears as if they didn't care for the people, as if they're not grieving, as if they never have a sense of loss, as if on Sunday when they're going to preach in church, that brother, that sister that used to sit on the 3rd row on the left-hand side is not there anymore.
Yeah.
Huh? I mean, so this is the complication of a pastor's life. The highs and the lows. There are no mids. There is no mid. You're always on some kind of a roller coaster. And I want people in the church to know this pastor loves you. This pastor cares for you. This pastor prays for you. This pastor has given up a whole lot to serve you. This is how you value your pastor in a pragmatic, practical way. But before you do that, you got to understand who is your pastor, the person of the pastor, the life of the pastor.
Wow. It's funny that example you just gave. It is so real. It happened to me this year, Dr. Chand, where in the morning we had a baby dedication, same day, Saturday, same day, baby dedication in the morning, funeral, memorial service in the early afternoon, and a wedding in the evening. Same day, Dr. Chand.
So think about that. So church folk just see you in those 3 settings, but they have no idea. I mean, you are shifting emotional gears, mental gears, spiritual gears, physical gears. I mean, and you're going through all of that, and how can it not affect your family? It's
Yeah.
not like, well, I'm going to leave it at the wedding and go home. You
Yeah.
just can't do that. It's not like, well, I'm going to leave the funeral, change clothes or not change clothes,
Sure.
and go to a wedding. How do you do that? How do you do that? A
Yeah.
pastor does that on a regular basis. And
Yeah.
I want church people to understand the gravitas and
Right.
the toll it takes on a pastor's life. They make it look easy. That's the problem. Pastors make it look easy, like, hey, all in a day's work. Really? A baby, a death, a wedding in a day's work? Who does that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Pastors do.
Yeah.
Pastors do.
Yeah. That's a good point. Can you share, Dr. Chan, maybe a personal story about how you first learned to be a good ladder holder and how you later learned to train others to hold your ladder when that
Well,
time
it
came?
started with my father being a pastor. We were in India. It's a dusty place. Everything gets a coat of dust, a new dust every day because, it's not closed in like American homes are.
Yep.
Windows and everything just airtight. So every service, we had service Sunday morning, Sunday night, Tuesday night, Thursday night. So we would have a rag, and we'd go through the church, wiping off all the benches, wiping off all the chairs. So it started there, serving in the child labor janitorial department. Me and my two sisters were the department. And then I came to America and I started doing the same thing, just serving the pastor. Because I knew that I may not be able to preach, teach, sing, any of those things, run around with a banner and a tambourine. but I can serve the pastor. And that's where it started. And I won't tell you, the church that I pastored in Michigan, I had amazing country church, blue collar, salt of the earth people. But they understood me because I told them about me.
Right.
I would get up Sunday morning and say, it's been a very difficult week. And can I tell you why it's been difficult? I did not try to keep myself in the tower, the sanctified tower. I didn't want people to feel like I'm Superman. I told them, hey, just going through some stuff, and here's what stuff I'm going through. And I think we have to invite people into our lives and not assume that they know who we are. And that's why I wrote the book.
Yeah.
Because there's so many things that a pastor cannot say. I wanna be a pastor's voice.
Yeah.
To say it on the pastor's behalf to the people. And it's not written in a lecture form. This is not like a wagging a finger. You should. None of those things. This is, if you understood your pastor,
Yeah.
you would act the way you act.
Right.
You won't be such a jerk or a jerkess.
Come on. I need to buy a whole box of these books.
You
Dr.
got
Chan.
it. You got it.
We need to buy boxes and then
I don't know
just-
if you know the website to how to get those boxes, but you can get them before Christmas and give them away as gifts to. Well, it's all yours.
Yeah, that's a good point. But I'm gonna give it now, and I'm gonna give it later as well.
There you go.
YourPastorsLadder.com. YourPastorsLadder.com, just like it is, no apostrophe. YourPastorsLadder.com. We'll talk a little bit more about what they can find there, but I love this, Dr. Chen, and I'm curious. What's the biggest challenge you've come across in helping pastors and churches learn and execute the principles of ladder holding? Because you do this a lot. You do a lot of leadership consulting. You do a lot of training. You do a lot of helping both pastors and leaders and ministry leaders and staff teams. What do you think is the biggest challenge in this?
So it'll seem like I'm repeating myself, but I'm not. Till recently, I would help churches in pragmatic ways. This is how you can do this, how you can do this. This is when you do it. This is who you do it with. Break it down in a kind of a strategic and tactical component, user-friendly, people can plug and play, and all that works great. But then my frustration came, Virgil, when I realized that they are doing it in a vacuum. They really don't know their pastor.
Right.
They don't know what makes the pastor tick. They don't know what brings him joy or her joy, what frustrates them. what makes them angry, what are the trigger points, and what needs to happen and when it needs to happen. And it's beyond October, the month of October, and Pastor Appreciation Month. And then a
Yeah.
Pastor Appreciation Sunday. All that is great, wonderful, keep doing that. But I'm talking about a way of thinking. So what frustrated me the most, Pastor Virgil, was that people did not understand the life of a pastor, because the pastor sees more of the wear and tear of life
Yeah.
than anybody else does, any other professional does.
Yeah.
So if they could just understand what a gift this man or this woman of God is to me, what a gift this pastor is to the church, I would treat the gift as a fragile commodity, a gift that's been given to me.
Yeah.
And not only would I treat it as a fragile gift, I would treat it so that I can be a service to the pastor.
Wow.
And once that started frustrating, that's when I ended up writing the book. It's like, Sam, stop being frustrated, just write it down. But I needed to write it in a way that was not a lecture. You should, you should, you should.
Right.
But hey, this is how this is what your pastor deals with, day in, day out. There is no Saturday. Your dinner reservations can get canceled by a phone call from, hey, my husband in the hospital with a heart attack. Anything can change in a moment's notice. People come back from vacations early to be with a bereaved family. All kinds of things happen. People leave the church over stupid stuff. You know why they do that? Because they don't understand the gift in the house. And hence they don't know how to value it. And I want them to value the pastor.
I love this conversation. And I want this book to get in everybody's hands in Jesus' name. One of the things you write in the book, Dr. Chan, that the future isn't a path, but a place pastors create. So how can congregations help their pastors dream and dream safely again?
They can help the pastor dream and dream safely by sending signals, verbal or nonverbal, to the pastor. We are with you. We are for you. We are not going anywhere. You lead the charge, we will follow. We love you. We trust you. We respect you. We honor you. You are our pastor and you are our leader. You are our Moses and you are our Joshua. You are the diplomat and you are the warrior. So, Pastor, you are a combination of Elijah and Elisha, Paul and Timothy. Pastor,
Yeah.
you teach us. But when you teach us, it takes time to prepare that message. You don't get your stuff from AI. You can get help from AI, but you don't get AI to write your sermon. And then you have to prepare in such a way it's internalized to deliver to us. Pastor, we know the work, that's labor is the word I was looking for. Labor that you went through to deliver this 35-minute sermon. And it's not just stringing along a bunch of scriptures and stories. It is hearing from heaven. Pastor, how can we help you to have downtime so you will have time to hear from heaven? You cannot hear from heaven just running to and fro. No. So those are the kind of things I'm talking about, is how do we help the dream come true? And the dream will never come through solo ministry. It'll come through because people. And by the way, I just remember something, that we are not selling this book. We're not selling this book. You just pay whatever you want to pay.
Pay what you can.
Pay what you can. I'm sure that you'll repeat this at the end as well, because this is not like, hey, $20, you have a book, I get the $20. No. This is not about money. I don't live off book sales. Please know that. I have never lived off book sales. I don't live off book sales. We just want to serve pastors. So pay what you can and get boxes of these books. It's as simple as that.
Love it. I love that. If you guys just heard what Dr. Chan just said, what he's saying is the book really doesn't have a price. When you go to the website, you can pay what you can. Yourpastorsladder.com. We'll talk a little more about those resources in a little bit, but I love your heart, Dr. Chan. I've seen you do this throughout the years with things like the Sam Chan Leadership Institute, with other books and other special offers where you just say, I just want to get it in people's hands. I want people to be blessed, and I know, and I'm confident. Some people are like, "Hey, I'll pay for the book, and I'll buy a few more for people that I know." But you like to open up that door so that people who need it can access it no matter what. I love that heart. I love. What started that idea? You know, why do you like to do that? I know you, when I've talked to you and even Martine about things like this. What opened your heart to say, pay what you can?
Actually, that was not my idea. That was Martine Van Tilburg's idea. Martine is the CEO of my companies that publishes books, that publishes AVAIL, that creates my events. So Martine is one of my ladder holders, amazing ladder holder. So that idea did not come from me; it came from him.
Yeah.
But as soon as he said it to me, I went, "Huh, really?" For 20 some years, I've been selling books out of the trunk of my car. You know, every conference I speak at, I got a book signing table and people line up and I sign their books for them. And everybody gives me $20. They get a book, they get a picture with me, you know, all that. So I did that for, I won't say, my first book came out somewhere in the late 90s, no, mid 90s. This is my 41st book here. So, you know, I've been writing for a while, but when Martine said that to me, he heard my silence on my side of the phone. It was on the phone. It was on the phone. He heard silence on my side, and he then started explaining to me that this is your heart. Sam, this is what you want to do. I said, you know, you're absolutely right. Why didn't I think of that? So I'll say all that to say, that's my heart. I'm not trying to make money on this.
Yeah.
It's just, I want to help pastors. I want to help churches. And if pastors will just go to, what is that website again?
Yourpastorsladder.com.
Yourpastorsladder.com. Buy the boxes, play what you can.
Yeah. Yeah.
And your life will be better. People will learn how to serve the church and the pastor better. Everybody gets blessed. And that's amazing.
Well, you know, one of the things I love your heart, Dr. Chan, because here's what I know from conversations, even from conferences that I've heard you speak at. You walk with pastors, not just in the best of times, but also in the worst of times. You have a deeper view because of this, and I'd like for you to touch a little bit on that, because ultimately, I think your heart is, you want to help pastors be well now, not when something happens. And I think so often people don't think about this.
Virgil, just a few weeks ago, I was doing a conference for Bishop T.D. Jakes. I was speaking for him, the 400 or 500 pastors there. And I spoke for about 45 minutes. And then Bishop Jakes and I sat on the platform, just the two of us, and had an hour-long conversation. He had a microphone, I had a microphone. We're sitting in easy chairs, and he's asking me questions. I'm trying to make up answers as I go along. And what an awesome gift he is to the kingdom of God. So what an honor it was for me just to sit on the platform and just do that, because I've been with him so many times, serving him and his vision. One of those things he said to me, he said, Dr. Chan, I watched you for over 20 years. You have been in foxholes with people when nobody would go in there with them. You have been a friend to people when people wondered why you still are their friend. Pastors.
Yeah.
Why are you still their friend? You have been the healer of the broken wing. Why? Tell me about that, he said. Well, his question is really the answer. Why do I do that? Because why would I not do that? You know, when people are going through a tough time, they need a friend more than anything else.
Right.
So at that moment, and I've walked through literally dozens of pastors all over the globe who've gone through challenges. Let's just call it that.
Yeah.
There's a whole spectrum of challenges. Just call it challenges.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not there to be their pastor. I'm not there to be their counselor. I'm not there to be their guide. I'm not there to be their preacher. I'm not there to be their author and recommend a book. I'm just there and exercising the ministry of presence. I want that pastor to know Sam is not a fair weather friend.
Right.
Sam was, is, and shall remain. And I have developed a capacity to slap with one hand, and like, how stupid could you be? And
Yeah.
hug with the other, real
Come on.
close.
Come on.
I can do both.
Come on.
I can do both.
Yeah.
So all that to say, I love pastors. Pastors are my heroes.
Yeah.
There's nobody on the planet who deserves more honor, respect, adoration, admiration than a pastor. Pastors, especially right now, are pastoring through the most difficult time
Yep.
on this planet when it comes to pastoring. And I just want to help pastors. That's all I want to be known as a friend of pastors. And that's what this book, the title says, How to Help Hold Your Pastor's Ladder.
Yeah. A thought here before we kind of share a little bit more of the resources and everything. Maybe on the practical side of things, maybe just an example or two, Dr. Chan, maybe an example or two when you've seen, wow, this church did this really well for their pastor, or this, man, when I experienced this or suggested this or saw this is a great way or a great practical way that a church staff can support their pastor, or a practical way that even church leaders or congregation. What is maybe one or two little ideas of things that somebody can practically do that could just really make a big difference to their pastor?
The first one that comes to my mind will sound like some kind of sanctimonious answer, but if you can make it a disciplined practice of praying for your pastor and the family. So every church has small groups of some nature.
Yeah.
I think the small group, whenever it starts with prayer, ends with prayer, in the middle prayer, whoever's leading that should say, let's pray for a pastor and the family.
That's good.
So, pastor is covered in prayer at all times, number one.
Yeah.
Number two, and there's no number one, number two. It is the
Thoughts.
some kind of order.
Yeah.
Is to know what your purpose is at the church. If you have been hired by the church to be on staff, you are hired to fulfill the vision, not argue with the vision, not try to say yes but to the vision. A good team will say, Pastor, this is your vision. How can we help you make it happen? A board is not there to say no to the pastor. A board is there to say, Pastor, you are the visionary. Pastor, you are the set person in this church. Pastor, you are here not just because you were
Right.
called, but God has supernaturally, divinely, sovereignly placed you in our midst. So your dream becomes our dream. And we'll build guardrails around it, and we will support it, we will resource it. Pastor, you don't have to, you're not to fight us. Let's fight the devil together.
Yeah.
In practical terms, I think every church service, something needs to be said about the gift that we have in the house. Somebody in the whoever's leading prayer, whoever's leading the worship, whoever's leading announcements, whoever's leading offering, somebody is doing that, and they need to say something like, "Hey, everybody, continue praying for our pastor." How many are glad that we've got Virgil and Ghislaine as our pastors? How many of you are glad that you are under great Bible teaching? Person of integrity and authenticity, person who loves you and prays for you. I think that we have to highlight that on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Otherwise, pastor becomes that wallpaper
Yeah.
Just blends with the scenario. People shake their hand coming in, going out. But how about inviting them for a good dinner?
Yeah.
Maybe not to your home, but to Taco Bell. Okay, a little bit better than that. So, yeah, how about sowing into the life? How about setting aside an offering just for the pastor and the family, not the church, the pastor and the family? How about saying, Pastor, here's a little bit something, something for your next vacation? Hey, I've got these frequent flyer miles, and I know you and your wife wanna have been dreaming of going something over there. You pay for your hotel when you get there, but I can provide you the air miles so you can buy your tickets. Just, people are creative only if they have the right direction in their life. And this book gives all those things that I just gave you, just
Yeah.
practical things. It's not for everybody, but somebody's going to pick up this, somebody's going to pick up
Yep.
that. And
Yeah.
then they can become a tangible, practical, pragmatic blessing in the life of the pastor.
Yeah, I like that, Dr. Chan. As we've been talking in this conversation, I also went back in my days because I'm like you. I'm a pastor's kid, and I remember all the years just being a ladder holder for my father and my parents, and even recently I've been thinking a little bit about that, and so thankful for all those experiences, and then I'm thankful for the ladder holders that I have. I think learning from you and from your books has helped me identify good ladder holders, but also I'm reminded I want to be your ladder holder here at AVAIL. I want to be your ladder holder as we take your resources to the Spanish world, as we keep putting things in leaders' hands. And what a beautiful thing that is. So I really love that you wrote this book. And I want everybody to get it. Go ahead.
Yeah, and this book is not just for leaders in the church. This
Yeah.
is for that person who comes to church, sits in the back, doesn't say anything, doesn't do anything. If he or she can gain an appreciation for the gift that's standing in front of them, that just shook their hand, just as welcome them. So the book is not for all the leaders in the church, even though I write leadership books. This is a
Sure.
leadership book for everybody to understand. My pastor loves me, and God loves me through my pastor. God speaks to me through my pastor. And the word, God speaks to me prophetically and pastorally through my pastor. My pastor is my gift. How I honor my pastor makes a difference in my life. I want the person sitting in the back row who doesn't do anything. I'm not looking for them to become volunteers. I'm not looking for them to become more donors. I just want them to love their pastor.
All right, so I have a tricky question here, right? Because it would be weird if I said, "Hey, everybody, I bought you a book." But what if I said, "Dr. Sam Chan sent a few boxes of books. They're all out there for you, for you to
Yep,
grab on
yep.
the way."
Absolutely. And it's free. Free to you. Yeah, yeah. I
All
think
right.
every church will have the question is an excellent question. And I think every church will have to figure that out. But what you suggested is great, saying, hey, listen, there are 5 boxes of books out there. They are for you. They are free. And Dr. Chan has just given those to us. And I think it will be a blessing to you. Pick it up on your way out. And you hope that all the 5 boxes are empty by the time people leave. If they're still full, you gotta, Houston, we got a problem.
Yeah, yeah. Then we got to think of another strategy.
Yeah.
All right, so people, you can find Dr. Sam Chan's new book by going to yourpastorsladder.com. Yourpastorsladder.com. What are some of the other things connected resource-wise that can enhance the content of this book, Dr. Chan?
So when people go there, yourpastorsladder.com, they'll get the book, they'll get a digital leader's guide. So for example, small groups can teach on this.
Yeah.
All the stuff is laid out for them. They will get my master class, 4 or 5, I forget, videos that teach the book. And they'll also get a subscription to the trial subscription to the
AVAIL
AVAIL
Journal.
Journal. So it's a full package. And all of
That's
that
great.
is pay what you can.
Love it.
And please know, when you put in a number there, a dollar number or a peso number, whatever number you put over there, nobody's going to say to you, are you kidding me? You're getting a box of books and you're putting $5 on there? Nobody's going to say anything to you. When we say pay what you can, we mean pay what you can. That's it.
Yeah, that's good. You heard it, everybody, from the man himself, Dr. Sam Chand. I want to just mention a quick thing that you just mentioned about, as you can see, anybody who's watching the video, the display that I have here behind me of the AVAIL Journal. Man, there really is, I don't think there is another Christian leadership journal like the AVAIL Journal. If you're watching or listening to this podcast and you are not yet subscribed, what are you waiting for? AVAILjournal.com. Try our free trial subscription, and I'm sure you're going to love it. Dr. Chand, how do you feel about this journal, which has evolved in the last couple of years, even better than when it first started?
Instead of me telling you how I feel about it, I have friends all over the world who say at this juncture, look at that, glossy, 5-color, amazing content every quarter in your mailbox, or if you choose digitally, there it is. Yep. So I hear this from people all the time. How do you do this? How can you do this? And it is people subscribe and we can do that.
Yeah.
And so it's the best compliment I got is I have read the journal, but I cannot throw it away.
Yeah.
It's not like any other magazine. Once you read it, you take it to a recycle center or in the garbage. No, it's like it is so good. I cannot throw it away because it looks good, feels good on the coffee table, etc. Yeah.
Yeah. It does. Hey, everybody, availjournal.com. You can try our free trial subscription. If you're not yet subscribed, you're going to love it. And again, for Dr. Chand's new book, yourpastorsladder.com. Get the book, access the videos, share it with more people, pay what you can. It's going to be a great blessing and a great added resource to your library. And not to mention the people in your church, the people that go to church. It's going to be a great blessing that's going to bless the pastors as well. I love this. Dr. Chand, what do you want to finish off with? What do you want to leave on our hearts as we close off?
I think pastors devalue themselves. They devalue themselves and overvalue others. I want pastors to know how you are a gift of God. Not be arrogant, obnoxious, and proud about that fact. With great humility, embrace the fact God called you. He could have saved you and left you alone, but He called you.
Yeah.
He placed you in a context where you could rise to be the pastor of a church. You are pastoring a church through the most difficult times our planet has seen. And you are loved. You are honored. You are respected. You are admired. You are adored. I love you. I want to be your best friend. And so this book is not about Sam Chand. This book is about you, the pastor, in which I unpack you to your people who can then see you as God sees you. And so price is right. The topic is right. Easily accessible. Give them out and see the change it makes in your church. This is not a program. It's a way of thinking and a way of living.
So good. So good. That's so good. Dr. Chand, I want to take a moment and just thank you for your voice. Obviously, here at the AVAIL team, we're thankful for you and we honor you. I honor you for your leadership, for your heart. Thank you for sharing messages that sometimes others can't even share because they don't have the perspective. And thank you for your love for pastors. It really is refreshing and a blessing.
Thank you. It's an honor to be with you. Keep doing it, Virgil. You're the best.
Thank you, sir. Hey, everybody, yourpastorsladder.com. Go to that website, check it out, pay what you can, and share it with everybody you know. Thank you for joining us for this episode of the AVAIL Podcast. For more leadership resources, check us out at theartofleadership.com. And make sure to claim your free trial subscription of the AVAIL Journal by going to availjournal.com. As always, I'm your AVAIL podcast host, Virgil Sierra. Muchas gracias. Thank you for connecting with us to learn the art of leadership here at the AVAIL Podcast.